This week on Legacy Trails, Brenda Potts removes a couple of hunts from her bucket list when she pursues big caribou in Quebec, Canada.
My first caribou bull. This is the bull of my dreams.
And big bucks in South Texas.
Oh my gosh, yes!
I'm glad I was part of it. That's a great deer, 12 points.
First ever trip to South Texas, my first Texas deer.
Welcome to Legacy Trails.
He is an absolute giant.
Isn't he beautiful, my goodness.
River, this is what Legacy Trails is all about. Being out with your family.
Knocked off both sets of horns.
Great day, Dad. Love you.
4 eye guards on this one side right here.
I'm so excited, I can barely talk.
I wasn't here for probably 15 seconds and I just dropped him in his tracks.
I got to shoot.
Best one I've ever been on so far, I think. Bust me to the coyote.
Oh, that is an awesome gobbler. Way to go.
Yes! I just smoked a big giant
He's got the first buck ever.
And first deer.
The first deer ever.
Good job.
Come along with the Potts and Horton families as they show you their family's love of God's great outdoors on Legacy Trails. This week's show is brought to you by Heavy Metal, because I didn't come this far to miss. Mission Archery, bows and crossbows that outperform their price. Spy Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras. Scout Look Weather Deer Log, the ultimate weather and deer management planning tool for deer hunters. Grace Camo and Lace, it's a way of life. And by booksbypots.com. A wise man named Robert Thompson once wrote, "We are not expected to enjoy trials or celebrate suffering, but when these unwelcome visitors arrive, we can look for God's hand in them and trust that He can use them to make us more like His Son." The point is not to pretend to be happy when we face pain, but to have a positive outlook because of what trials can produce in our lives. Turn our hardships into times of learning. Tough times can teach us perseverance. God will not leave us alone with our problems. He will stay close and help us grow. Trials may visit us, but God is always with us. Brenda Potts understands these words all too well because in August of 2007, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Throughout the trials of surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, she learned about perseverance. Exactly 1 year to the day following her cancer diagnosis, she walked out of her house headed for an adventure in Quebec, her first caribou hunt.
When I was a kid, I always tell folks I had a Barbie doll in one hand and a bow in the other hand.
Brenda was an outdoor girl from about the moment she was born. It was always hard to get her to come in to eat a meal even because she'd rather play outside.
She is a true hunter. Her grandmother and her mother taught her how to hunt.
Told him because he was concerned about whether
You know, I'll never forget the day when we got the call from the doctor. It's the call that no one wants to get, and it's just a total shock that goes through your body that instant.
to have the phone ring and have your doctor tell you it's cancer. I was so shocked. I was just so surprised. You think, well, no, that kind of thing happens to the other guy, and guess what? I'm the other guy here.
All right, you ready?
Ready. Okay, we're going to Kuujjuaq, caribou hunting. We're on the plane, and I will have this stupid looking grin on my face the whole trip because I'm happy to be here. Every day is an adventure. We made it. That was 1 year to the day, to the hour that I had received a phone call telling me that I had breast cancer. So this was my anniversary of surviving breast cancer. We see caribou every single day, every time we went out. We've seen them swimming across the lake, we've seen them on the horizon, we've seen them in herds walking around those small ponds, drinking out of the water. That bull is way beyond 500 yards because I can get that rock at 445 yards and he's way beyond that, so we gotta move.
Good, you got him. Good, solid hit, solid hit, solid. Oh God, you did a fantastic job. He's going down. Oh baby, he's going down. I just shot a monster! Oh! Oh! I can't believe how big he is. And he's a giant. Oh, thank you. Oh, man.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous, all in velvet. Beautiful cape. Oh, yes. Look at this. Look at this. We are on the top of the world in northern Quebec, caribou hunting with Safari Nordique. And my hero right here, Mayo, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, what a day this has been. We've had quite an experience. My first caribou bull, and this is the bull of my dreams. Unbelievable. Shot a monster bull on top of the world. He is a giant.
Coming up, Brenda Potts heads to South Texas for the first time to hunt the big whitetail bucks during the rut. Legacy Trails will be right back.
I didn't come this far to miss. Heavy Shot, the industry leader in shot shell technology, brings you heavy metal. Shoot devastating patterns and stack the odds on your side with every shot, every time. More lethal pellets, more clean kills. Check us out at HeavyShot.com. I didn't come this far to miss.
Welcome back to Legacy Trails. Know your game with Tim and Terry Potts, sponsored by Spy Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras.
Sometimes, not only in life do difficult situations arise, sometimes those difficult situations come up when you're out in the woods doing what you love to do. And as hunters and survivors, when those things come up, everybody needs to learn how to persevere and make the best of it.
This week we're going to be talking about Lyme's disease and how it's often misdiagnosed because it has a lot of the same symptoms as other diseases.
Take precautions to avoid the bite of an infected tick by spraying your clothing with products containing permethrin. We use Sawyer's. Spray your clothes a few days before you plan to wear them and let them dry. The odor will disappear. Keep the clothes in a scent-safe container like this one from ScentLock. The protection should last at least several days.
Be sure to check for ticks when you get home from the hunt. If you notice a red bullseye, rash, or experience any of the more common symptoms, such as fatigue or flu-like symptoms, contact your doctor right away. Not everyone gets the telltale rash. Be sure to insist on testing if you think you have Lyme's disease, even if the first tests come back negative.
Some of our friends, many who are well known in the hunting industry, have contracted Lyme disease, and it is definitely nothing to ignore. If you think that you may have Lyme disease, Check out our website or contact the Center for Disease Control. It is very important that you do that. Stay tuned for some more hunts coming up next.
Brenda Potts had the life-changing diagnosis of breast cancer in 2007, and since then, she has fought the disease with all of the medical treatments available, including her faith in God. Her family has been very supportive and is very pleased to see her now cancer-free.
I tried to help her as much as I could, but she's a very, very strong, determined girl, and she made up her mind to beat it, and she has beat it.
You know, I kind of had to sit by the sidelines. It was Brenda. And she would conquer it. She would overcome it, and you know, she had the attitude that it took to do it.
It was just overwhelming. She is my life, and it's been a long road, but we've whipped this, and we're better for the experience. If you can be better from an experience like that, we are.
Next on Brenda's bucket list, the big bucks of South Texas. She had an earlier encounter with a big buck and hopes to see him again. It is her first time hunting South Texas bucks and is at Novillo's Ranch and being guided by Lamar Smith.
I think you can make a safari hat out of that, boy.
191 to that curve. Well, we're back in the same blind where we were this morning when it was so foggy. And hopefully we'll have just as many deer, and that same shooter buck will be back here this evening. We've had really good chances in this blind, just couldn't pull it off. And we're down to the wire, so it'll happen. It's just a deer. It's the week before Christmas, and some of the deer will come out and all of a sudden they'll zip after a doe. I mean, they're so unpredictable. You know, from 1 minute they'll just be feeding, and then the next second they'll change their mind and off they'll go chase a doe and zip out and zip in. So you think, well, this is pretty easy. Stand there broadside, and then all of a sudden, zip, off he goes. So that starts to add to the stress of the hunt, because you think, oh my gosh, if I'm going to take a shot at a buck, is he going to stand there, or is he going to change his mind and run after that doe, or what's going to happen? And it drives you crazy. For sure. I just called Lamar, and he's on his way. He'll be here in just a few seconds. We're gonna go down there and make sure he's not too far in the bush. I hope. Oh gosh.
Oh, you were right. Here he goes. See his tracks here? You smell that? That's rotten buck. I think we smell him because he's on the other side of this tree right here.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh, yes! Oh, yes!
How about that? Is that good or yeah?
This is my first Texas deer.
Well, congratulations. Yep. I'm glad I was part of it. And it's a great deer, 12 points.
First ever trip to South Texas, my first Texas deer. And I got a 12-pointer.
Legacy Trails will be right back.
This is my life. The weekend warrior. No more production lines or deadlines. This is why I work 5 days a week. I need speed, power, precision. I expect no less than the best. This is my best. This is my chance. This is my mission.
Simple, efficient, powerful. Mission by Matthews.
You're watching Legacy Trails, and now it's time for Along the Way with Stan Potts.
Peyton, folks, this week's Along the Way segment is a very, very important segment, and I want you to listen up. We're talking about cancer, we're talking about Lyme disease, and we're also talking about how important it is for you to wear your hunter safety system or a fall restraint system of some type when you hunt from an elevated platform.
Well, Papa, why don't you tell them about suspension trauma?
Suspension trauma. Suspension trauma is, let's say you fall when you're in the tree stand and you have your hunter safety vest on and you're hanging there. The weight of your body hanging there starts to cut the blood flow, the circulation off in your growing area. You know, your hunter safety vest has a suspension relief strap with it, and the weight of your body hanging there, it's the tourniquet effect. It cuts the blood flow off in your growing area, so this suspension relief strap, you use that to release the pressure of the tourniquet effect in your growing area while you're hanging there, because let's face it, it might be a while. I mean, if you're hunting by yourself and you fall out of your tree stand, you might not be able to get back to the steps or whatever. So this suspension relief strap allows you to release that pressure from the tourniquet effect by your body weight hanging there. You know, having that strap could save your life, Peyton. It has saved the life of many, many people.
Kids Gone Hunting with Buck Horton, sponsored by Mission Archery. Bows and crossbows that outperform their price.
Hey y'all, Adrienne Armstrong likes to chase turkeys in the spring. She's been able to harvest a few also, and I think she's about to add another one to the list.
We roosted some turkeys last night and Dad put up a blind, and we came in about an hour early this morning. The birds are starting to call and the turkeys are starting to gobble. We're gonna wait till they get on the ground and Mom's gonna start calling, and hopefully I get me a big one. Hey Mom, I think I just saw 2 turkeys fly down. Here comes a gobbler behind him. There's another one. There's 3 altogether, Mom. Mom started calling and then they came in and I got one of the 3 gobblers. Me and my mom got all set up in the blind this morning. We got to go hunt together and it was kind of like teamwork. My mom called him in and I shot him.
There, you got the feathers flying, girl. All right. Look at that beard on it.
Researchers have proven what hunters already know. Spending time in nature makes you a better person. Psychologist John M. Zielinski and colleagues from Carleton University in Ottawa, Canada, released a paper in the Journal of Environmental Psychology titled, "Cooperation is in Our Nature. Nature exposure may promote cooperative and environmentally sustainable behavior." They theorize that participants exposed to nature will make more cooperative and sustainable choices. They cited other research that suggests nature's benefits extend beyond individual well-being to pro-social aspirations and behavior and reduced aggression and crime, therefore suggesting that societies might consider investing more in nature. They also stated that, similar to arguments for public education, providing nature access to all citizens could possibly provide a net social or financial benefit. Field Notes is sponsored by Scout Look Weather Deer Log, the ultimate weather and deer management planning tool for deer hunters. You're watching Legacy Trails. We'll be right back. Welcome to The Good Life with Mackenzie Horton.
This week on The Good Life, I am bringing you an organization that is doing some incredible work. They are called Trophies of Grace. Mr. Sam met these folks at the Wagontown Chapel Sportsman event, and he was very impressed with them. And it's no wonder. They bring some of the biggest bucks around to church events for people to check out. Trophies of Grace exist to glorify God by serving and partnering with pastors and local churches in their outreach ministries in order to reach the outdoor enthusiast. The amazing displays of world-class trophy white-tailed deer is a tremendous attraction at wild game dinners and other types of events provided by churches around the country. They create a unique event that can reach those who may never attend a typical church service.
Trophies of Grace is a faith-based organization that uses the outdoors to help introduce guys to Christ through these great whitetails that we display at many area churches. Trophies of Grace has 40 world-class whitetail mounts that we take around and show at area churches, partnering with their pastors and helping show guys who Christ is through the outdoors. We come into a church, set up a display, we'll take some time to tell the stories behind some of the deer and just meet the guys, and a lot of times just hear the stories that they have to tell us about the deer they've shot.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Legacy Trails. Thanks for watching, and God bless.
Closed captioning provided by Hunter Safety System. Saving lives is what we do. This week's show has been brought to you by Heavy Metal, because I didn't come this far to miss. Mission Archery, bows and crossbows that outperform their price. Spy Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras. Scout Look Weather Deer Log, the ultimate weather and deer management planning tool for deer hunters. Grace Camo and Lace, it's a way of life. And by BooksByPots.com. Promotional consideration was provided by these fine sponsors.
Tip number 11 comes from the pages of our book, Hunting Dream Jobs. It has to do with the character traits and talents needed to be successful. Of the 67 interviewees, nearly all of them mentioned good people skills. Other things that they felt were vital to succeed include self-motivation, a positive mental attitude, a drive to succeed, being adept at time management, having good listening and communication skills, being passionate, being able to meet deadlines, having a strong work ethic, being trustworthy, having integrity, being organized, being a problem solver, and having perseverance. Although good hunting skills may be a must for some of the positions, it certainly takes much more than that to be successful in the hunting industry. For more information, visit huntingdreamjobs.com, and good luck finding your dream job.